Wonderstop. It is a cozy game, but don't run away because it's cozy. I know a lot of people hear cozy games are like chick games. Not just a chick game. This game is actually trying to tell you something that I think is being rewired on our brains so hardcore. We don't see it happening, or we do see it happening, but we are not sentient that it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't become, games shouldn't become on a shore of, I'm getting in this game and I just gotta do this over and over again. And I think a lot of this has been unwired on some people because we now immediately see it when it's happening. But even then, it's still in our heads. It's still branded there. And Wonderstop is telling you to take a moment, sip a tea, and chill. So, this last month, I played all of Wonderstop. This is such a beautiful, brilliant game. And you know what? It makes sense because it's from Annapurna Interactive. What the game is about, you have this character. She's a fighter. She has this mentality of, I gotta win, I gotta do this, I gotta train, I have to become the best. And it's gonna sound familiar for a lot of people, if not almost everybody, because we are always we get out, once we leave childhood and adolescence and we go into college, or not going to college, but we start working, you're always thinking, I gotta do better, I gotta do this more, I gotta become the best, or if not, get more out of the situation I'm at, which is not a bad mentality. But then we never notice when that mentality becomes like kind of toxic, and it's gonna drain our life to the ground, and we don't see it happening. Sometimes some people see it a little bit too late. Sometimes people see it early, and they kind of find the balance, which is what life is about: finding the balance between all the things you have, all the interests you have, and all the relationships you have. Finding a good mix of everything good about everywhere, right? Kind of like the Hannah Montana song. I'm not gonna go about that, but Wonderstop does the same thing in the game. So you're this fighter who's been grinding her whole, they gotta be the better person, you know, the better fighter, the ultimate fighter that can never be defeated. But then she starts gaining some L's across the board, and she starts thinking, what is wrong with me? And so you go in this journey with this character who, I will say, she's kind of mad. She needs to chill on her attitude. Didn't like most of the dialogues I will get from her, but that's fine. That's her character. And this game, Wonderstop, is a game about a character that has been grinding all her life to become the better fighter, to become the most undefeated fighter out there. And she started questioning, why am I doing wrong? If I'm still training, I'm still doing this. And she starts running into the forest because she's gonna look for this master, Winters, that she thinks is gonna help her become a better fighter. And when she's going through the forest, she notices that she can no longer carry her sword. She's tired all the time. She's exhausted. Like, she crumbles down into the floor. And when this happens, she passes out. And when she wakes up again, there's this guy, he's quite a character. She wakes up and this guy that owns a tea shop saved her, or took her to a safe place, carry the sword for her and everything. Like, she is the only one that cannot carry her sword at all. And they start talking, and now he kind of tells her, the fighter, to start serving tea at his tea shop, which is called Wonderstop. And that's the only thing she's got to do, to serve tea. So you as the gamer, you think, oh, I just gotta do this. So you start thinking on, okay, so maybe I should have supplies of the teas, or I maybe should do a plant of this stuff to be prepared, because you have to. You can do different things. You need the elements, the fruits, or the condiments you're gonna add to the tea. You need tea bowls, because those are gonna, you know, when you make tea, those are the things that grab the flavor in them. And you gotta heat up the water, and there are other little tiny things that you can do around, but it's mostly, that's the cycle. Well, when I was playing the game, I thought, oh, this is the cycle, this is what I gotta do. But then when I started doing that, the character, which is the owner of the tea shop, he will tell me, what are you doing? You don't need to be doing this. You just enjoy the day. Because then I will think about it, like, oh yeah, I'm planting all this stuff, but there's no reason for me to do it because nobody's asking me for this stuff. You know, I'm doing the supply, but there's no demand. Like, I'm not crazy, right? When you go into a game, you already have a predetermined way of, you discover how the game works and you do it over and over again. It's like a cycle, right? And this game goes against all of that. Like it truly kind of rewired the way I saw games. It's so curious because I've played cozy games before, and even cozy games have this cycle, repetitiveness of doing over and over and over form. We've heard this word about grinding, but in some way, shape, or form, grind is always in a game, or not grind specifically, but the game cycle, right? And unlike those games, or most games, if not almost every game, Wonderstop is so different. It just hits different, and it happens almost not immediately, but it happens slowly as you do the prologue, as you do part of the story, and you get into like kind of finding what is the game cycle of this game. The game keeps telling you, stop it, don't do that. We're not gonna do that here. We are gonna enjoy being here. And even as I got to the finale of the game, it was still not dying on me. Like, I was still having it difficult to, like, games have really put in my mind that I'm supposed to be playing in a certain way, that every time I will stop myself and think, wait a minute, we are not grinding, or and then customers will come in and I will start, like, my character is just like me, I wasn't understanding what I was supposed to do, and I will like kind of like tell, or get the hell out of here, you know, type of mentality that the character has at the start, and the customers wouldn't want tea. At the beginning, I was like, wow, I made all these things and nobody wants freaking tea now. So I will stop doing that. And I will be like, well, what can I do? So I will start exploring the area, which is just a circle. And like, it's not a big area. It's not an open world. It's just a little circle that you have where you can plant stuff. But I will start looking around, and then I will find these little creatures that I could pet, and they will drink tea. So I started serving tea, and it was hilarious because you don't need to bring the tea to the creature. You just kind of leave it on the table. If no one takes it, they just kind of run to it and sneak the tea out of the table and just drink it. So I will start doing other stuff that is not necessarily game cycle, and I just started chilling in the game, you know. I started like trying to understand, because there are different ways of making different fruits in the game, but they don't outright tell you all of them. You just kind of have to, you know, figure it out. Oh, you have like, they had like seeds that you were supposed to plant, so they had like yellow, green, and pink and blue, stuff like that, and if you combine them, it will give you different plants. And I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna discover all the ways so I can make the fruits and stuff like that. But while you're trying to play that, slowly more customers will come in, and they will tell you, some of them will tell you they wanted tea and stuff like that. And when they were having tea, some of them will tell you their stories while they were there. And I think that's the other great part about this game, the conversations you could have with the customers. Because normally in the game, when you meet an NPC, you get the full story out of them, right? You talk to them, you know their problems, they go on their way, or you go on your way, and then you encounter them again and something else happened, and you get to know everything, or you help them out, and you get the ending, right? When you stop interacting with them. Wonderstop isn't like that. You just meet the customer and they have something, you kind of help them, they leave, they come back, then you keep talking to them, you keep discovering more about them, and then suddenly they come back, they leave, and then they never come back again. And you never get the full story of what was happening to them, which is kind of crushing, because there are some stories in the game from the NPCs that you're like, man, I didn't want to end it like that with this person. And it kind of, I don't know, it dawned on me that this game is so connected to what life is that I think a lot of us lose people around us in many ways. Either they just completely fall out from our relationship, or unfortunately somebody dies, but we lose somebody and that's done. You get nothing else. And Wonderstop has kind of that connection where you just wonder, what happened to this person? You know, we were chatting, I was getting to know them, and then they suddenly disappear. I know I felt this before with friendships, so that suddenly they're just gone. And I don't know, this game really goes to talk deeper into life problems. I hope more people play this game. Like, I really don't want to go too much into detail of the story, but overall what I've said is in general the essence of what the game is. But I will tell people to try it. Try playing it. A couple of hours. It might feel boring and stuff, but when you're trying to get to, because that's also the other part, you want to know what happens to this fighter, and as you go along you start discovering that, wow, the burnout can really kill people's life, you know? And it kind of just makes you think, I should find the balance in my life, because time is not infinite, it's finite, and at some point you're not gonna have enough time to do everything. And you're gonna want to go back and wish you could have done more of something. It's a beautiful game. This is the best game I played last month. Truly, I had so much fun with it. I enjoyed myself. It's definitely not the adrenaline pumping, accelerating, go 100% action sequence like most games are out now, but it tries to tell you something and it does a great job at it. But yeah, that's Wonderstop. I got it. I played it, which that doesn't happen that frequently with games on my backlog. Normally I just buy them and I leave them on there for years and years. I mean, I just not so long when I played Dishonor. But I will absolutely invite you to just give it a shot. Try it. It is a very short one. It's kind of like 10 hours, something like that. So it's not gonna take you like more than a week to probably finish it, if that's the only game you play. But alright, the Honey Badger, and that's gonna be it for this episode or this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I kinda gave enough information about this game to explain what it is and why I like it so much. And I hope it kinda invited you to give it a shot. Which, again, give it a shot, man. Give it a freaking shot. It's awesome. I'm the Honey Badger, and I hope you liked this video. Leave a comment, subscribe if you liked it. I love to talk about games in my comment section, so leave me a comment to talk about this game. And I'll see you on the next one. Keep on gaming.